I started hearing like the baubles in the tree, and it's like, oh my god,
Mm.
Santa's here! And so I got up and I went to look.
Mm.
My parents were having sex under the tree, and I was like, that ain't Santa.
Um, how we get off topic so bloody easily. Um, the main thing I want to talk about today is how do you survive Christmas? In terms of the things that you do to make it special for kids, how you deal with family, just all the little things that go into Christmas and the Christmas month. The I just want to. I'm going to kick us off with what I started when the kids were first with us. I didn't ever want to give the advent calendar with chocolate in it, right? I
No.
was trying to avoid the chocolate
Yeah.
for the little ones. And so my great brainiac idea, give them gifts. It will be great. You know, those, especially in Asia, you can get really cool advent calendars where every day they open something and, you know, a little toy or whatever. Last year I got, um, Huxley had like little soft toys that had like little rings so you could put it on the tree. And then Evie had like fidget toys
Yeah.
in everyone. So we got that last year. Well, 5 of the 25 doors didn't have anything in them, which was great
No.
for Evie, which, you know, and
Oh.
thankfully, Huxley's birthday had just been, was just around the corner. So I had little bits and bobs. So I just kind of went, oh, here it is. It fell out. And did that every time.
Nice one.
Um, this year, I decided, because obviously them being so close in age, they like a lot of the same thing. But Evie's going through a Frozen thing, and Huxley's still into his cars and stuff. So I got Huxley a car one and Evie a Frozen one.
Yeah.
Well, Evie hates the Frozen one. I'll put a video up,
What?
but basically every door she opens, it's I hate it. I don't want it. I want a car. Da, da, da. And I think it's an element of like I want what Huxley has. That's pretty much all it is. But it's just it's far more work than it's worth at this point. But
Yeah.
I do agree. Like I like it all spaced out in terms of like little gifts, and I think next year I'll get more organized. If I will, I don't know.
We say that
And
every year.
every year, and do instead of so we do this other thing called the Santa sack in the morning, where it's a bunch of little things in a big sack. That's the tradition, and it's from my husband's family. And honestly, it overwhelms the kids too much on Christmas Day. So what I'm thinking is next year I will organize to have a little house that they open it up every morning and they get the thing from the sack in the thing for the 25 days. So we space the sack out over the
Yeah.
25 days and then just have the Christmas. So that's my
Brilliant.
giant rant on advent calendars.
Yeah.
Look, it is a good idea. I think I still like it. They get a little, you know, something every day and it gets them all excited for Christmas. It's probably overconsumption, don't get me wrong.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what? I get it. I'm one of those
I
people.
always say, I'll tell you my gripe with advent calendars is the same as my gripe with Christmas crackers. Have you ever? Do you do the Christmas crackers at the dinner table?
Yeah.
Every time you're getting either a keychain or a money clip or some sort of bell or something so freaking stupid, and it's always the same thing every goddamn year. And every year, me and my mother-in-law scour every farmer's shop you can imagine the internet to find
the best ones.
Christmas crackers that have something different. Just anything different. So one year we managed to find, there was a Clarins one, you know, Clarins, the brand, the skincare brand, and they did like a few little bits and bobs of skincare.
Yeah.
So that was good. But there was another one. It was a brand, I forgot what it was called, but it was in collaboration with Swarovski. And it was, you'd think when I say Swarovski that it cost an eyeball, but it didn't. It wasn't that bad. It was like a little bit more, but the fact that you're getting something different was actually good. And we got like a necklace, pair of earrings, the men got cufflinks. Like, it was very, very cool. But it's the same thing for me with advent calendars, is that you never actually enjoy everything
Use the
that's in
stuff.
there.
No,
So my thing is,
not at
I
all.
will get him the it's like a big Santa thing, and it's got every day, and then it's just a little pocket, and you go and fill it up with your own stuff.
No, I got to do it.
And so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I only do
You
it. So
told
I
me
do
that
the
the other
same
day, and
as
I was like,
you.
I got to do it.
I do the same as you, whereas like I don't actually fill it up, but I'll have like a bag of random shite, like little toys and stuff that I'll collect, and then because the calendar lives in his room, there's no way that he's going to control himself and just open one.
Mm-mm.
So I always put it in the morning when he's not looking. I'll just quickly slip it in there.
Yeah, it's 100% the right move. Like the one that I've got, I can't control what's in there. So the first day I've got like gloves from the Frozen, Elsa. We spent maybe half an hour trying to convince her how cool the gloves were. They weren't. So
Gloves.
yeah, and then the next day she got a bracelet, which was really cute. But Huxley got, and this is the funny thing, like it's not what it is, it's how much of it is also there. So she got a bracelet, and Huxley on day 2 got a bunch of little signs, like little stop signs and go signs and stuff, which are useless. And until you get the whole thing together, it's kind of useless toy. She's like, he got more than me, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Why?
No.
Okay, so Christmas.
Yes.
The only thing I wanted to mention is Elf on the Shelf.
Yes.
Hate it. Don't want to do it anymore. Did it last year. Hated it.
Oh, you did do it last
year before as well. Yeah. We got given one, I think, from memory from someone. And we thought we'll give it a go. Every morning every night having to place that guy in a different area. I couldn't think of anything funny. I really was at my, so also, yeah, the idea that someone's watching over you and telling Santa all the things that you do. Not in love with that whole messaging. Being the nanny state type of situation. Also being in Hong Kong, not great a message either. So yeah, hate him. I will pose a question on our stories about how we feel about the elf on the shelf.
I was thinking on my way back here, because I remembered how you were telling me that the elf on the shelf is actually like, watching over you and stuff like that. And I realized that we say to our kids that Santa is like, he's a stranger, you've never met him.
All knowing.
But he's, no, it's not that bit. It's the bit of like, he's a stranger and you don't know him, but he's all right because he brings you presents. And then you have to, in contrast, tell them about stranger danger and be like, if a stranger gives you a present, it's not a nice guy. So it's a bit conflicting, isn't it?
So conflicting. But you're also telling them, a stranger, a giant fat man, you need to be good for, because he's going to give you gifts. The whole messaging is really
I know. The more you grow up, the more you realize, like, it's all very bit dodgy.
Yeah.
It's a bit fucking dodgy. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I totally agree. We have said a couple of things. One is that they only get one present from Santa, and it's generally not the big one. Mum and Dad want credit for the big ones, thanks. And you and I have talked about before, the whole concept of Santa delivers different gifts to different children from different socioeconomic backgrounds.
Yeah.
It's all bad messaging. Like, Johnny gets, a bike from Santa, and Betty gets, Betty and Johnny gets, one little toy truck. So that whole idea also at school, like, what'd you get from Santa? Hate it the whole thing.
I know.
Also don't want Santa taking credit for, the money we spend on our children. Yeah. Fuck Santa. And then as I've heard on a podcast before, which is the Armchair Expert, essentially you're just building lies upon lies upon lies upon lies to a child. Like, you tell them be curious about things, and then you just keep lying to them, like, how does he get all the presents around the world? Oh, well, he's magic, and he has his little Santa's elves in the North Pole, and but how does he know that you're being bad? Well, he can see everything, or people tell him, and like the whole thing just builds on builds on builds. It's just a terrible concept, I think. The only thing that I can say that I don't want my kids, like if they ever learn, like if they ask me outright, is Santa real? If they got the wherewithal to ask me that question, I feel like I'm going to tell them the truth. But what I think I will say is that the other kids feel it's real, and they're the magic is still there for them in terms of the Santa side. So you can't spoil that for other kids.
Yeah, I haven't made a decision whether or not I would tell them, but yeah, I was going to ask you. So, how did you figure out Santa wasn't real when you were young?
To be fair, my parents, very early on, I think they probably put a lot of effort into the whole keeping it very magical and all that kind of stuff. Because, again, I was the youngest, I think they all got over it very early for me, like as in terms of age. So I kind of knew, I cottoned on quite early, I think, from memory. But I still remember going into my kitchen and I said something along the lines to my dad. I don't know. It was something along, Dad, what's the deal with Santa? And he goes, it's not real, right? You're old enough to know that, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what I remember cementing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was slightly different. I found out very early on. Like I was probably like just a year older than Remy when I found out, which I feel like is pretty young. I think I was like 4, maybe 5. I remember it vividly. I don't remember a lot of things about my childhood, but that I remember vividly. And every time I remember it, it's a core memory. I just like laugh so hard because like what a funny way to find out. But essentially, I was like, I went to bed. It's Christmas tonight, and Santa's gonna come and he's gonna put all the presents under the tree. And so I had my mattress on the floor. I remember because I can't remember what it was. A situation. My mattress was on the floor, and I was sleeping on the mattress, and then I started hearing like the baubles in the tree, and I was like, "Oh my god, Santa's here!" And so I got up and I went to look. My parents were having sex under the tree, and I was like, "That ain't Santa."
It's like, oh god, Mom's wrestling Santa. Wait a minute.
And I was like, well, that's that.
Did you say anything?
I just crept back into my bed and I was like, I'm going to leave that where that is.
But could you have just assumed that your mum and dad were banging rather than that Santa wasn't?
No, I knew. I think one of them had like Santa stuff on.
Oh God. But
I immediately called. I was like, it's my parents.
Wowza.
So yeah, that was my way of finding out.
No wonder you remember it. Oh my God. I mean, that is an interesting way to find out.
I feel like, Definitely. Some people are like, well, I found out because somebody told me it ruined it. For me, it was like fucking hilarious. Okay.
Remember when we talked before about what's trauma, what you don't consider as traumatic until you tell someone else?
Was traumatic? I don't think it was. I truly don't think it was. It honestly makes me laugh so much.
Seeing my parents bang under a Christmas tree and having the illusion of Christmas shattered in one foul swoop, that's not...
Oh no, I've seen them have sex loads of times before. That's how I knew.
Ew, why?
Yeah, they were not like,
discreet.
Oh yeah. I knew very early on about sex, and I knew very early on about a lot of sex positions thanks to my parents. Yeah, they're just very loose.
Very loose, clearly. I was gonna say I walked in on my parents once. I was a little kid that used to go in my parents' room and sleep with them all the time. That was very big for me. And do you know what? I'm getting it back in spades.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, yeah.
Back in spades. I reckon I would have been maybe 5-ish, roughly around there. And I've opened the door and I hear, no, don't come in, no. And I just see white ass flash across my vision. And I went, oops! And then I closed the door. And then I went back to bed.
Were you traumatized?
But that's only, I was going to say, that's a core memory as well, that I've just...
White ass.
Kept just white ass. White ass. So yes, no, I have...
Oh, that's so funny.
Only once though, thank fuck.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't see it any other way. But
I'm seriously
anyway,
hoping my parents don't watch this episode. Or my stepdad. That'd be pretty rough.
I mean, first of all, none of our family members watch this, thank God.
Yeah.
I've gotten away with a few extra comments. Although it was funny last week when we posted that video where I was just like, I got a friend text me and she goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "We filmed that like a week ago. I'm fine now."
Yeah, you're like, well, late to the party.
I've gotten over that now.
Yeah. This, I'll just add another tidbit of like a little life hack that I didn't realize was a life hack until it was all happening. But we had so because we're in a bigger house this year, we're gonna get like a real tree, and there's like a Christmas tree farm. So that's like all they do is just they farm pine trees and cut them into the tree shape and stuff like that. And you can go and pick your tree. So we're gonna go and do that. But we also,
They don't cut them into that. They don't cut them into that shape. That's how they grow.
Not all of them. No,
it's a Christmas tree.
Well, that's a pine tree, and they will shave them down into more of that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, did I break the illusion?
Yeah, you've just blown my mind. I was like, don't they just grow into this like?
Well, more or less, but they cut it more into the shape.
Okay, I'm on board.
Anyway, so we have this like little fake tree, and so he's been honestly obsessed with Halloween and Christmas for the past 5 months. Is it Christmas yet? Is it Halloween yet? Can we go trick-or-treating? Can we go decorate the tree? When are we getting presents? Anyway, so we were like, let's just bring out the tree, because every 5 minutes he was like, can we decorate? Can we decorate for Christmas? So we just brought out this like little tree. We're even intending on using it, and just brought out all the baubles. And for 2 days straight, this kid was on that tree, putting baubles, taking them off, putting plaster on them, doing weird stuff, placing the gnomes all under it and stuff like that, putting cars and dinosaurs. Like, he was just discovering all these things that you could shove in this tree. And I was like, oh my God, we got the most peaceful 2 days. So I highly recommend to anybody who wants like just a few minutes, just give them a tree and all. Yeah, because ultimately the thing that I realized is like, you don't have to have the tree decorated perfectly the first time. Let your kids have a go, because the kids, they're going to want to get involved. And then like, when your OCD self, you're like, no, don't put it here. It's too close to this one, and stress yourself out. Let them have their go for a couple of days, and then you can take it all off and do it again properly when you're ready. And they're bored.
I'm going to give you I think, it's 100% the right idea. It would do my absolute head in to look at a child put shit on a Christmas tree as abhorrent, like as, willy-nilly as possible, because yes, my brain would itch from that. I've got an unpopular opinion. I hate Christmas decorating. Hate it.
It's only good when you're drinking mulled wine.
Oh, I don't even think I'd get into it with it. My, first of all, husband and sister-in-law fucking love Christmas decorating. Love it. I hate it. So every year, Connor gets all excited. So the tree came. We got a real tree. He gets a real tree every year. What is this fucking world I live in? Because I've never had. I think I had one real tree when I was growing up. It was always been plastic, and I was like, this thing fucking molts everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
And it's so large and so in the way. I'm like constantly hitting bubble balls, and I'm like, and then you go to put bubble balls on, and they fall off because they give you a ring this fucking big to put on a plant this big. Hate it. The lights get caught. Nothing looks uniform. Oh, no.
Yeah, but that's just the tree. What about the rest of your house? Are you decorating the rest of your house?
Hate it. They will.
You're such a little Grinch.
I am a Grinch, mate. Every year since being in Hong Kong, because Connor loves it. Him and, who we hire, so our aunties and stuff, they're the ones that do it. because I got no interest. Zero interest in decorating. And to be fair, neither do the kids.
No, really?
No. So we were doing the tree.
Interesting.
Not one of them gave a shit about putting anything on the tree. So that was great. They haven't really touched it as well, which I found thrilling.
That's good.
Yeah, because when Evie was small, she loved to like just flick the branches and watch them all fall off. The little needle things that are all over the floor are pissing me off.
But do you like the smell of it? I'm obviously a big Christmas person. I love Christmas.
I don't know. I don't know why I don't, rejoice in it as much as maybe everyone else.
Something happened to you at Christmas. For me, the reason why I love Christmas, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. And it's I don't know. I laugh about it, but this is like part of like my character forming.
This is the trauma thing. Yeah.
My dad
is like really sad.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad, but I'm gonna laugh throughout the whole thing. My dad was like like a loose cannon, like he would just never know, and he would just like blow his lids like that. But he always, and thank you for doing that, wherever he may be, he always made a point to never get mad on Christmas or never get mad on that person's birthday. So 2 times a year out of 365 days, you could be sure that those 2 days he would be in a good mood.
Relax.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that is some serious trauma. Elation. Yeah.
You're like, that's why I'm like,
my body
Christmas. Christmas is so safe to me because, like, guaranteed, couldn't get pissed off.
I mean, what a beautiful story.
I don't know. I just love Christmas, and I think that's got a big part of it.
That's got to be something. Yeah, there's definitely something there. Yeah. I don't know. That I think that would be 100% why you love it so much. That's got to be rooted somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's all that whole family thing. Like the other thing, Christmas was always a time where everyone would get drunk and a huge fight would break out in our family. Like not a fight, but like things would come out that was just so inappropriate. I genuinely don't think that's the reason I'm not a huge fan of decorating. I do like Christmas in general, but just the decorations, yes, could give a shit. I also don't like wrapping paper. Fuck wrapping paper. It's the stupidest thing in the planet. I get it, but I hate it. It's such a waste. Like, this is how I feel about flowers as well, by the way. Very similar concept. Such a waste. You're just cleaning up shit afterwards. Wrapping paper has to be one of the worst things to ever have happened to...
You're one of those that has the bags, and then you reuse the bags year after year, no?
If I could reuse it, I will reuse it. If I could wrap it in newspaper, I'm wrapping it in newspaper. If I can
Do you even buy newspapers?
Get away with not wrapping, no. But previously, I would happily wrap things in newspaper. It's such a waste. Don't waste your money. Don't do it. Wrapping paper's shit. And I also found out a few years ago that tinsel and glitter is really bad for the environment. So don't use that either. Stop with the wrapping. I know it's beautiful, and I know it looks under the tree and everything like that. Such a waste.
I love wrapping presents.
Wrap it in a jumper.
We're like such polar opposites about Christmas. It's actually hilarious.
I know. I'm such a Grinch.
You are a Grinch, and The Grinch is actually one of 2 of my favorite Christmas movies.
This is why you like me so much.
That's why I like you so much, because you remind me so much of my favorite childhood character.
My heart will grow. I've got a tiny heart. I don't like waste, and Christmas is a lot of waste.
That's true.
So
that's true.
That's probably something.
And it's a lot of. I think ultimately, like, you're guided by the amount, like your vision of the amount of presents to go under the tree. So you're like, for me, it's like if I go buy presents, I have to be like, there has to be one big present for each person, right? One big present. And then at least 2 small presents, because everybody should open like this. I do the calculation in my head. It's like, if there's this amount of people, then each person needs to, for a person to have to open a good amount of presents, then each person has to give you this amount of presents. But I can't control what other people give, so I'm going to give one big present and then 3 little presents or something like that.
I want you to hear yourself right now. I want you to play this back. This little section right here. and see how insane that sounds.
I know, it's completely insane. Zach always tells me, like, I always overspend around Christmas. But I do love it. I mean, like, there's nothing worse than, like, you imagine. This is my pet peeve. You are all sitting there. This is what we do every morning. Everybody gets in their, like, little PJs. This year we're matching PJs. And we make, like, little canopies, and then we have a little, like, champagne. Yes, first thing in the morning. We each have a glass of champagne. We sit around, and we just pass around the presents. There's nothing worse than all of you sitting around, eating, drinking, and opening presents, and then one person has finished opening his presents way before everybody else. I care!
Nah, you lost me.
No! I'm more empathetic than you, that's what it is.
110%, I think that's accurate. Again, very Grinchy of me. My mum and I spoke on the phone the other day because she wanted to buy the kids presents, right? And I buy the presents in Hong Kong and give it to them on behalf of, Nanny. I was on the phone with her for like 2 fucking hours she goes, so Huxley has 2 of these and then Evie needs 2 of these and they're not the same price, so I've got to buy something else for Evie. They don't know the price.
No,
they have no idea of the price.
Yeah.
I do not care. Like, and she goes, oh, but the cousin's got something else, so I need to buy something. No. The kids do not care about that stuff. I could give them stuff out of the crackers things, and they would be thrilled. Like, just enough with the overconsumption of that. But I will say the other thing is, I hate opening a present in front of people. The amount of anxiety I feel of what my face will tell you how I feel about that gift is uncomfortable.
But that's the same reason why everybody has to be collectively opening presents at the same time, because everybody's looking down at their own thing.
So agree. Because you got those fucked up families that have everyone watch as one person opens a gift
that's fucked.
Each time.
That's fucked.
It's so fucked. Don't do that to people, because their face will ruin it for you and ruin it for everyone. My face, I remember one year, and I really hope none of my family members watch this. One year, I got, Vegemite jars?
Yeah.
And the jar used to be made of glass, and you just take off the top, and people used to have them as their water glasses and stuff. Again, the 90s are weird.
Not me.
So we used to have a lot of these Vegemite jars in our cupboard and stuff. One year, one of a family member had painted those and gave it to all us kids. And I'm talking, I was probably 10.
Yeah.
And we all got tea lights in a Vegemite jar that had been painted by this person. Now, this person was not a young person. And your face can't convey how excited you are about that. It just won't. Your face will not move. And so I hate it. Every year I'm just like, I am one of those people that I don't like. I know what I like and no one knows what I like, so don't buy me anything.
You should communicate better.
Give me some cash. I'll buy what I want and be done with it. I'm a Grinch. I am a Grinch. I'm a Grinch. I'm going to play this back and I'm going to hear myself.
We're both just as delusional. We're just,
on opposite ends of the spectrum of that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever anyone is doing for Christmas, we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that if there's any tips to survive Christmas or any good hacks that anyone has that they want to share, how maybe I can get like a giant heart for Christmas, enjoy it more than I currently am. We had our Christmas lights up, no joke, the last 12 months. They have never come down. To be fair, they broke a month ago, so now we have to take them all down and redo them.
Oh, you're kidding me!
So just FYI, that's where we are. Yeah, and that annoys me too. Don't worry.
You know what I think you should do? You should go see a therapist so you can figure out why you hate Christmas so much. There's your hack.
I mean, you know what? It's not on the top level of the things I give a fuck that I hate. There's so many. Like, hate myself. Probably I should deal with first before I deal with hate Christmas. No, I don't know. I don't hate myself. I'm fantastic.
No, you are great.
Yeah.
You're
so
brilliant.
no, it's not high on my list of things I give a fuck about that I don't like, and I don't know what it is, and I'm okay with it. It's a surprise inside an enigma inside a surprise.
Who knows? Maybe this year will be the year you figure it out.
Well, I wonder if my children will be more like me or my husband in terms of Christmas. If like
Well,
one
so
of
far
them will
they
just
tend to
really
be
hate
like
it.
you, I think.
Yeah, could give a fuck at the moment. But I will say one thing. I bought a. Okay, so my kids play with their toys on Christmas for like 30 seconds a piece, and that's it. And it's, donezo for the whole week. So what I did was, instead of getting something really major that's like a permanent structure or something like that in the house, on Taobao, they have these cardboard, like basically houses that you can put together with cardboard, right? And so they can draw on them, they can play in it, but like it's quite a
Yeah.
big thing. And then I can just throw it out, and it's recyclable. And I'm like, yes.
That is a
So
good
I bought that.
idea.
Yeah, mate.
Send me the
I'm
link
so
to that
happy
because
with
that's a
myself.
really good idea. I was going to say, I actually do
Yeah.
have one hack, and that's something that we did last year, and we were like, you know what, we should do it every year. It's because, well, Remy obviously got like a shit ton of presents, and they were like always like big ones, or like relatively big ones. To only let him open one at a time. So you let him open one, let
I
him
love that.
thoroughly have his fun with it. Generally, it will occupy him for like roughly an hour and a half. And then when he's over that, give him the next one. And you can do like a solid day of him just opening a present and then being occupied with that one toy. And then you can make your Christmas
It's
meals
a good idea.
and all sit down and enjoy your time. There you go.
Yeah, no, that's
hack.
a really good hack. I will point out that I've got to then stop Connor from giving them out the presents as much as possible, because he loves watching them open presents and then playing. So it's really a matter of like
But you have to tell him
Connor.
like, now you get to experience it multiple times
one
in the
at
day.
a time. Yeah. So no, it will be more about that than anything else. But
yeah.
we've got a big group of people, because we have what we call orphans Christmas at our house every year. So anyone that isn't doing anything comes to our place for a big cook up and Christmas. And so yeah, by about 4:00, everyone's at our place, and kids are running around and everything like that. So
it's funny that you do that, because
Zach's
family they love a good wayward stray, as they call him, and there's always either one, or like at least one, or maybe two, like people who same don't have any plans, or don't usually do anything for Christmas, and they have to join us and get into the whole spirit of it, and champagne pong. And
our family was very much like that. Yeah, exactly. And then I still remember one year we had it. I won't name who it is. But we had one person at our Christmas who was complete and utter prick, an asshole. And I think we haven't had a guest back since.
Oh, really? Sucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How
so
could you,
we do the same.
Yeah. Like, this is like literally...
This guy's a miserable prick.
The Scrooge story. Like, people are like giving a handout. No, the Grinch story. Giving a handout and then shitting.
I'm going to be visited by 3 ghosts tonight.
I know you. Well, you're a bit early for Christmas.
I get my 2 children in bed tonight, and Evie would come in shaking chains, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, it's the Christmas out!" And Evie's like, "No, I'm just here to choke you to death with these chains." I'm in so much trouble. This is the beautiful memory she gets to revisit when she gets older.
Yes, she can. This is going to be hilarious. The funny thing is, you could leave them little Easter eggs where you speak to them directly. From the past.
Stop being a dick.
That's where she gets it from.
110%. She's a miniature me, and you know what? I can't wait to see her Grinch out at Christmas when she's 13.
That is so funny. And Hugsy is going to love Christmas. And dress up as
a mate. Elf. He's definitely my husband, and Evie's definitely me to some degree.